In the wild, few animals are as mysterious and dangerous as the leopard. With its golden coat covered in black spots, it moves through the jungle like a shadow. It's a master of ambush, a skilled climber, and its attack is deadly accurate. The leopard is a lone hunter that even the jungle fears. But what happens when it picks the wrong target? This video shows the leopard's most unexpected and bizarre battles in the wild. Sometimes the predator becomes the prey. Get ready to dive into the wild, where strength and brutality rule. Finally, there's the porcupine, a unique rodent covered in sharp quills. These quills act like natural armor, keeping most predators at bay. Even though it's slow and can't attack, the porcupine is a tough opponent thanks to its strong defense. In the wild, leopards often give up after trying to hunt one. Driven by curiosity and hunting skill, a leopard may still approach, aiming for the soft belly or side. But one well-timed tail swing can drive dozens of quills into the predator's face or paws. The pain forces the leopard to back off. This is one of the rare battles where the leopard usually doesn't win. The leopard quietly approaches a porcupine foraging in the desert. Curious but cautious, it lifts a paw trying to test the strange animal's reaction. Right away, the porcupine raises its quills and fires a burst of sharp spines at the predator. A few strike the leopard's leg, making it jump back in pain. Seizing the moment, the porcupine turns and runs toward the forest, escaping the dangerous encounter. Deep within the forests and African savannas, where every day is a brutal fight for survival, two unlikely rivals often cross paths, the baboon and the leopard. Baboons are intelligent primates that live in large, tight-knit troops with strong social bonds and impressive coordination. Always alert, they scan the skies and listen to the ground, ready to sound the alarm at the first sign of danger. But lurking in the shadows is a silent predator, the leopard. A solitary hunter, lightning fast and deadly with every strike. With cold, focused eyes and a flexible body built for ambush, the leopard waits for the perfect moment to attack, usually when the troop drops its guard or a young baboon strays too far. The clash between baboon intelligence and leopard instinct is a high-stakes battle of wits, where even a second of carelessness can cost a life. The leopard boldly charges into the baboon troop, targeting a young one. It seems like an easy kill until things take a turn. The baboons don't run. Instead, they unite, screaming and attacking from all sides. Sharp teeth, claws, and furious cries fuel a fierce counterattack. Overwhelmed, the leopard is forced to flee toward the nearby forest. But the baboons don't back off. They chase it down, determined to punish the intruder. The leopard quietly moves toward the stream, entering territory claimed by a troop of baboons. It's thirsty, but the sounds from the baboons catch its attention. As it lowers its head to drink, the baboons quickly spot the intruder. Without hesitation, the whole troop charges in, screaming loudly and showing no fear. Outnumbered and overwhelmed by the chaos, the leopard abandons its drink and retreats, forced to leave the baboon's territory. The leopard creeps forward, each step light as air. Its eyes lock onto a baboon, too focused on foraging to notice the danger closing in. Just a few meters away, the leopard explodes into action. With raw power and pinpoint accuracy, it charges like lightning. The baboon barely lets out a cry before being slammed to the ground. In that split second, the hunter takes full control. The leopard wins, turning the baboon into its next meal in the unforgiving wild. In the forests and savannas of Africa, baboons and leopards often cross paths in daily life. Baboons live in large, organized troops and stay alert to danger at all times. Their sharp vision and hearing help them spot predators from far away. Leopards, on the other hand, are solitary hunters that quietly stalk their prey. They wait for the right moment, especially when a baboon lets its guard down or a young one strays. These encounters are a regular part of nature, where one mistake can mean life or death. The leopard quietly approaches the stream, where a troop of baboons has taken over the area. Driven by thirst, it risks entering this dangerous zone, but the loud noise from the baboons keeps it on alert. As soon as it lowers its head to drink, the calm breaks. The baboons quickly spot the unwelcome guest. They scream and charge with clear aggression. Outnumbered and overwhelmed by their hostile energy, the leopard has no choice. It leaves the water behind and retreats into the forest, away from the angry troop. With light steps like floating over grass, the leopard quietly moves toward its prey. Its cold, sharp eyes lock onto a baboon busy digging for food, completely unaware. Just a few steps away, the leopard suddenly bursts forward like an arrow. The baboon lets out a startled cry but is taken down instantly by a lightning-fast pounce. It all happens in a flash. The predator doesn't waste a second, securing the kill with precision. In the harsh wild, the leopard once again proves it's the silent master of the hunt. The leopard suddenly charges into a troop of baboons, targeting a young one separated from its mother. It expects an easy catch, but things quickly spiral out of control. Instead of panicking, the baboons regroup and fight back from all sides. Sharp fangs, claws, and furious screams form a chaotic circle around the predator. Caught off guard, the leopard is overwhelmed and retreats into the forest. But the baboons don't stop. They chase after it, determined to teach the hunter a lesson it won't forget. Hidden beneath thick grass, the leopard stays still like a shadow, eyes locked on a lone baboon approaching. When the distance is just right, it launches like a baboon falls, its scream echoing through the bushes and alerting the hyenas are infamous carnivores, known for their eerie laughter and ruthless hunting instincts. They're not just scavengers, they're fierce warriors, bold enough to take on large prey and even challenge stronger predators. But they don't always have the upper hand. In the shadows, the leopard watches silently. No noise, no show, waiting for a single mistake to strike with deadly precision. Unlike hyenas that hunt in packs, the leopard works alone, striking with speed and chilling accuracy. When a leopard makes a kill and hauls it into a tree, The hyena clan can only snarl from below, frustrated and powerless as the meal slips out of reach. The clash between the hyena's brute persistence and the leopard's silent finesse is a battle with no mercy, one side trusting in numbers, the other relying on stealth and speed. Who will win this deadly game? A hyena is just about to enjoy its meal, fresh venison under a tree, when trouble stirs nearby. No rush, no sound. Step by silent step, it creeps closer to the tree where the hyena feasts. Caught off guard, the hyena panics and fights back. A fierce tug of war breaks out, but the leopard is quicker. Below, the hyena watches, frustrated, angry, but helpless. High above, the leopard is safe, savoring its stolen reward claimed with speed, strength, and sharp instinct. In the dead of night, a pack of hyenas tears into a carcass beneath a tree. Nearby, in the shadows, a leopard watches silently, waiting for the perfect moment. Then in a flash it strikes, rushing in to snatch the kill. A fierce struggle erupts, growls, snarls, and raw tension as neither side backs down. The carcass is torn in two. With lightning speed, the leopard grabs the larger portion and climbs into the safety of the trees, leaving the hyenas growling in frustration with what's left on the ground. A hyena creeps in, eyeing a leopard cub hiding behind the bushes. But in a flash, the mother leopard charges out without hesitation. A fierce roar breaks the silence. The two collide, claws and fangs clashing violently. The hyena fights back hard, but the leopard holds nothing back, defending her cub with everything she has. After a brutal showdown, the hyena is driven off, forced to abandon its attack and leave the territory behind. Out on the vast African plains, the buffalo stands like a living fortress. It's big, tough, and ready to fight to the end to protect its herd. With powerful curved horns and a strong sense of unity, it's one of the hardest animals to take down in the wild. But even these tough warriors can't ignore the danger from above. Leopards hide in trees or bushes, waiting for the perfect moment. In a flash, they strike with deadly speed and precision. The clash between the buffalo's strength and the leopard's cunning is always a wild and unpredictable showdown. On a low tree branch in the middle of the grassland, a leopard stays still, hidden in the leaves. Below, a herd of buffalo surrounds the tree, growling with alert after spotting the predator that tried to attack a calf. The leopard watches every movement, waiting for the smallest mistake. It knows one wrong move could end its life under those sharp horns. It leaps from the branch, dashes through the gap, and vanishes into the forest before any buffalo can react. The leopard silently approaches the buffalo herd, eyes locked on a lone calf at the edge. It crouches low, ready to strike. But before it can move, a small noise gives away its position. The herd instantly reacts. Adult buffalo charge forward, horns down, ready to fight. Caught off guard, the leopard panics and leaps onto a nearby tree. It quickly climbs high to escape the attack. Hiding in thick grass, the leopard watches a herd of buffalo grazing nearby. Its eyes lock onto a young calf standing alone at the edge. It waits for the right moment to move in. But as soon as it inches forward, it's spotted. Without hesitation, an adult buffalo charges straight at the predator with surprising speed. Caught off guard, the leopard jumps up and bolts into the bushes. The ambush fails in an instant. Across the vast plains of the African savanna, where every heartbeat can mean life or death, wildebeests stand as a symbol of endurance and resilience. Moving in herds by the thousands, they cross rivers and dry grasslands on a dangerous migration in search of fresh water and grazing land. But every step they take can fall into the sights of a silent predator hidden in the shadows. The leopard, with its sleek build and explosive speed, is an ever-present threat. While wildebeests are strong and quick to react, those that stray from the herd become perfect targets for this stealthy killer. It's a battle between stamina and stealth, between a prey's survival instincts and a hunter's deadly skill. On these plains, where danger hides behind every blade of grass, one moment of carelessness can cost a life. Hidden in the grass, the leopard keeps a close eye on a herd of wildebeest grazing just ahead. Silent and tense, every muscle in its body tightens as it waits for the perfect moment. Then suddenly, like a flash, it charges. In a heartbeat, its sharp claws grab hold of a young wildebeest near the edge of the herd. A panicked cry rings out. Chaos erupts as the herd scatters in a cloud of dust, desperate to escape. The leopard locks its jaws around the calf's neck, cutting off any chance of resistance. Into the scorching savanna sun, a heart-pounding chase unfolds. The leopard sprints like a missile, closing in fast on a wildebeest running for its life. In a flash, it launches a precise strike, slamming the prey to the ground. Wasting no time, the leopard sinks its teeth into the neck, a vital weak spot. The wildebeest thrashes in panic, but its strength fades quickly. The struggle ends. The leopard claims its victory. From a shallow den, the leopard silently emerges, eyes locked onto its target, a young, distracted wildebeest, not far away. Without a sound, it crouches low, then suddenly launches forward like an arrow, striking from behind and sending the calf into a panic. But in the blink of an eye, the mother senses danger. She charges in with incredible speed, head lowered, horns aimed straight at the predator. Caught off guard, the leopard leaps back and retreats. Once again, a mother's instinct proves stronger than the hunter's strike. From behind a dark, rocky ledge, the leopard lies in absolute silence. Its cold, sharp eyes track every movement of a young wildebeest drawing closer. It waits calm, patient, unhurried. Then the moment comes. As the young wildebeest runs past, the leopard explodes into action like a bolt of lightning. In a split second, it locks onto the target with a strike so precise there's no room for error. No struggle. No escape. Plus ambush fast, clean, and deadly effective. As a herd of wildebeest peacefully grazes across the open plains, danger lurks nearby. A group of leopards has been silently closing in, moving with deadly precision, not making a sound. Then, in a flash, they strike. The coordinated ambush sends the wildebeest into a panic, hooves pounding the ground in a desperate dash to escape. But this isn't a solo attack. The leopards work together, surrounding their target from every side. The wildebeest fights back with all its strength, but it's no match for the relentless grip of the hunters. In the end, it's taken down, becoming a feast for the entire leopard group. Starting with the hyena, with its eerie laugh and relentless hunting instincts, it is one of the most fearsome animals in the wild. Although not as strong as lions or leopards, the hyena stands out for its intelligence and ability to hunt in packs. They succeed in hunting through coordinated tactics, focusing on weaker prey or stealing from other predators. However, when facing the leopard, a powerful and agile animal, the hyena faces a significant challenge. The leopard, with its perfect hunting skills and incredible speed, makes it difficult for the hyena to attack or steal from it. In these encounters, the leopard can easily overcome the hyena due to its strength and solitary combat abilities, forcing the hyena to hesitate and retreat. The leopard clamped tightly onto the prey and quickly climbed up the tree, escaping from the scavengers below. However, as it reached a high branch, a careless mistake caused the prey to slip from its jaws and fall to the ground. Immediately, a hyena waiting below rushed in, snatching the carcass and carrying it away. The leopard could only watch in astonishment and helplessness as its prize slipped out of reach. With lightning speed, the leopard suddenly charged, stealing the prey right from under the hyena's nose. Caught off guard, the hyena could only growl in frustration as the leopard swiftly grabbed the carcass and climbed up into the tall tree. On the safe branches, the leopard leisurely enjoyed its feast, keeping well out of reach of the scavengers below. The African wild dog, with its intelligent hunting tactics and exceptional pack coordination, is a formidable predator. However, when facing the leopard, a swift and cunning predator, they encounter a significant challenge. The leopard, with its superb attacking skills, can easily dodge the wild dog's attacks, making them cautious. Despite the wild dog's numbers, the leopard remains an extremely dangerous opponent. The pack of African wild dogs suddenly charged, attacking the leopard from all sides. Surrounded and alone, the leopard used all its strength to resist in desperate defense. One wild dog unexpectedly bit into its belly, causing excruciating pain as the leopard writhed in agony. Though its body bled and pain spread throughout, the leopard remained resilient, refusing to fall. After a breathless struggle, it found a gap and quickly leapt out of the trap, barely escaping with its life. On the edge of the forest, the leopard was suddenly attacked by a pack of African wild dogs. Although overwhelmed by their numbers, it courageously fought back with determination. In the struggle, the leopard seized the opportunity to land a deadly blow, taking down one of the wild dogs, before immediately leaping up into the tall trees to escape. The brief battle ended with both loss and the sharp survival instincts of the solitary predator. On the vast plains of Africa, wildebeest are a common target, but far from an easy one. With strong, muscular builds, powerful legs, and impressive speed, they also move in tight, disciplined herds, always alert and ready to react. It makes them a true challenge for any predator. But the cheetah is built for this challenge. With near-instant acceleration and top speeds reaching 120 km/h, it can close the gap in seconds. Cheetahs often single out the weakest member of the herd, where even a brief moment of distraction can be fatal. Every chase between a cheetah and a wildebeest is a heart-pounding battle where speed, strategy, and survival instincts collide in a matter of seconds. In those fleeting moments, nature reveals its raw beauty, precision, and cruelty, where strength doesn't always win, but even the smallest mistake means certain defeat. Hidden in the tall grass at the edge of the savanna, a cheetah quietly watches a young wildebeest that has strayed from the herd. The calf moves carelessly, unaware that every step is being tracked by one of nature's top predators. Once the gap is close enough, the cheetah explodes forward like lightning, aiming for a quick takedown from behind. But something unexpected happens. Instead of fleeing, the young wildebeest spins around and fights back, landing sharp, powerful kicks that catch the cheetah off guard. Once again, nature reminds us, sometimes bravery and well-timed resistance can overcome even the fastest hunter on Earth. At the edge of the sun-scorched savanna, a group of cheetahs lies hidden in the tall grass, motionless, like shadows. No rush, no noise, just pure patience. Their sharp eyes lock onto a herd of grazing wildebeest, completely unaware that danger is only a few steps away. When a young calf strays from the group, it triggers the signal. One cheetah bolts out like lightning, slamming into its target with a powerful strike to the throat. The calf struggles, but it's already too late. Seconds later, the rest of the cheetahs emerge, working in sync like a flawless hunting machine, sealing off every escape route. No growls, no wasted motion. Every move is cold, precise, and instinctual. The hunt ends in eerie silence, a deadly performance in the wild, where survival is written in speed, strategy, and relentless patience. With a swift, powerful strike, the cheetah takes down a young wildebeest, clamping its throat with razor-sharp teeth, giving the calf no time to react. Almost instantly, another cheetah appears from the opposite side, closing the trap with a perfect pincer move. It seems like the end. The calf is cornered, all escape routes gone. But then something unexpected happens. Its whole body surges forward in a desperate run, every step fueled by the thinnest thread of hope. On the scorched plains of the savanna, a herd of wildebeest grazes peacefully, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. Hidden in the tall grass, a cheetah watches closely, its cold eyes locked onto a young calf that strayed from the group, distracted and vulnerable. Then, in a flash, the cheetah springs forward like a coiled spring, launching into a high-speed sprint. Within seconds, it closes the gap and strikes from behind with a lightning-fast pounce, throwing the calf off balance. Almost at the same moment, other cheetahs emerge from different directions, moving in perfect sync as if following a well-rehearsed plan. The trap tightens. Every escape route disappears. Panicked, the young wildebeest tries to flee, but it's already too late. In an instant, it's brought down by sharp claws and a fatal bite. The attack ends quickly, cold, brutal, and terrifyingly efficient. A flawless moment in the wild, where life and death are decided in just a few short seconds. Across the vast grasslands of the African savanna, wildebeest symbolize endurance and herd unity. Thousands move together across dry terrain, constantly searching for water and fresh grazing land. But their journey is anything but safe. Hidden in the brush or perched in the trees, leopards watch their every move. They don't rush in, they wait for the right moment. A calf straying from the herd or a weak one falling behind. Wildebeest may be fast and tough, but even a split second of carelessness can turn fatal. In a land where survival is a second-by-second battle, every encounter between predator and prey is intense, and sometimes life is decided in an instant. From a shallow, rocky den, a leopard slipped out like a shadow. Its eyes locked onto a young antelope, busy grazing, unaware of the danger behind it. The leopard crouched low, moving in total silence, then suddenly sprang forward. The calf bolted in panic, but just as the final strike was about to land, the mother charged in like a storm. Head down, sharp horns aimed, she struck hard and fast. Caught off guard, the leopard backed off, then turned and fled. Once again, a mother's fierce defense saved her young from the claws of death. Pressed against a rocky ledge, the leopard stayed perfectly still, blending into the landscape with its spotted coat. Its cold eyes tracked every move of a young wildebeest, unknowingly drifting closer. There was no rush, only patience. Then, as the calf passed by, the leopard exploded from its hiding spot like a bolt of lightning. One flawless pounce brought the prey down before it even knew what hit it. The ambush ended in seconds, leaving the leopard with a hard-earned meal won through patience and deadly precision. On the dry, dusty plains, the air was thick with tension during a high-speed chase. A leopard sprinted at incredible speed, closing in on a wildebeest running for its life. In just moments, the leopard launched a powerful pounce, slamming the prey into the dirt. Without hesitation, it went straight for the neck, the most vital spot. The wildebeest struggled, but exhaustion took over fast. The chase ended in a clean, decisive win for the skilled predator. High in the dense canopy, a leopard watched silently, eyes locked on a herd of wildebeest moving below. It spotted a calf that had strayed from the group, a perfect target. Without hesitation, the leopard launched from the tree like a shadow, diving at terrifying speed. Faced with such bold resistance, the leopard backed off and leapt back into the tree, ending the hunt empty-handed. On the vast open plains, a herd of wildebeest grazed peacefully, unaware of the danger nearby. Hidden in the thick brush, a group of leopards moved in silent, calculated, each step bringing them closer without a sound. When the moment was right, they burst out like dark arrows, sending the herd into a panic. But the coordinated attack quickly formed a deadly trap. One wildebeest, separated from the group, fought back in desperation, but it was no match. The leopard's speed and strength brought it down fast. The hunt ended in seconds, leaving the prey behind as a hard-earned meal for the hungry pack. Deep within the forests and African savannas, where every day is a brutal fight for survival, two unlikely rivals often cross paths, the baboon and the leopard. Baboons are intelligent primates that live in large, tight-knit troops with strong social bonds and impressive coordination. Always alert, they scan the skies and listen to the ground, ready to sound the alarm at the first sign of danger. But lurking in the shadows is a silent predator, the leopard. A solitary hunter, lightning fast and deadly with every strike. With cold, focused eyes and a flexible body built for ambush, the leopard waits for the perfect moment to attack, usually when the troop drops its guard or a young baboon strays too far. The clash between baboon intelligence and leopard instinct is a high-stakes battle of wits, where even a second of carelessness can cost a life. The leopard boldly charges into the baboon troop, targeting a young one. It seems like an easy kill until things take a turn. The baboons don't run. Instead, they unite, screaming and attacking from all sides. Sharp teeth, claws, and furious cries fuel a fierce counterattack. Overwhelmed, the leopard is forced to flee toward the nearby forest. But the baboons don't back off. They chase it down, determined to punish the intruder. The leopard quietly moves toward the stream, entering territory claimed by a troop of baboons. It's thirsty, but the sounds from the baboons catch its attention. As it lowers its head to drink, the baboons quickly spot the intruder. Without hesitation, the whole troop charges in, screaming loudly and showing no fear. Outnumbered and overwhelmed by the chaos, the leopard abandons its drink and retreats, forced to leave the baboon's territory. The leopard creeps forward, each step light as air. Its eyes lock onto a baboon, too focused on foraging to notice the danger closing in. Just a few meters away, the leopard explodes into action. With raw power and pinpoint accuracy, it charges like lightning. The baboon barely lets out a cry before being slammed to the ground. In that split second, the hunter takes full control. The leopard wins, turning the baboon into its next meal in the unforgiving wild. In the forests and savannas of Africa, baboons and leopards often cross paths in daily life. Baboons live in large, organized troops and stay alert to danger at all times. Their sharp vision and hearing help them spot predators from far away. Leopards, on the other hand, are solitary hunters that quietly stalk their prey. They wait for the right moment, especially when a baboon lets its guard down or a young one strays. These encounters are a regular part of nature, where one mistake can mean life or death. The leopard quietly approaches the stream, where a troop of baboons has taken over the area. Driven by thirst, it risks entering this dangerous zone, but the loud noise from the baboons keeps it on alert. As soon as it lowers its head to drink, the calm breaks. The baboons quickly spot the unwelcome guest. They scream and charge with clear aggression. Outnumbered and overwhelmed by their hostile energy, the leopard has no choice. It leaves the water behind and retreats into the forest, away from the angry troop. With light steps like floating over grass, the leopard quietly moves toward its prey. Its cold, sharp eyes lock onto a baboon busy digging for food, completely unaware. Just a few steps away, the leopard suddenly bursts forward like an arrow. The baboon lets out a startled cry but is taken down instantly by a lightning-fast pounce. It all happens in a flash. The predator doesn't waste a second, securing the kill with precision. In the harsh wild, the leopard once again proves it's the silent master of the hunt. The leopard suddenly charges into a troop of baboons, targeting a young one separated from its mother. It expects an easy catch, but things quickly spiral out of control. Instead of panicking, the baboons regroup and fight back from all sides. Sharp fangs, claws, and furious screams form a chaotic circle around the predator. Caught off guard, the leopard is overwhelmed and retreats into the forest. But the baboons don't stop. They chase after it, determined to teach the hunter a lesson it won't forget. Hidden beneath thick grass, the leopard stays still like a shadow, eyes locked on a lone baboon approaching. When the distance is just right, it launches like an... First up is the hyena. In the wild, hyenas are often misunderstood as scavengers, but in reality, they're tough, organized hunters. Living in strict hierarchies, hyena packs can take down prey much larger than themselves. Their teamwork and ambush tactics are highly effective. They have incredibly strong jaws, able to crush bone, and their eerie laughter often signals that death is near. In contrast, the leopard is a silent lone predator. It doesn't attack head-on. It hides, strikes fast, then disappears. Even with its strength and hunting skill, the leopard stays cautious around hyenas, especially when alone on open ground. Clashes between these two are battles of brains and brute force. One relies on deadly silence, the other on overwhelming numbers and grit. In a world where only the adaptable survive, every leopard-hyena encounter is a fight with no room for mercy. With footsteps light as air, the leopard silently creeps toward a lone hyena. Distracted and without its pack, the hyena doesn't sense the danger. The leopard waits for the perfect moment. Then it bolts like an arrow through the wind. The powerful pounce lands hard. Its sharp teeth lock onto a vital spot. The hyena collapses after a few seconds of struggle. Wasting no time, the leopard drags the carcass up a tree. There, away from other predators, the meal becomes its private prize. A dramatic showdown unfolds on the grassland as a leopard spots a hyena trying to drag off a kill it had already marked. With superior speed and incredible agility, the leopard charges in. It strikes with its claws and lands a direct hit. Stunned by the fierce attack, the hyena retreats, leaving the carcass behind. Wasting no time, the leopard grabs the prey and climbs up a tall tree. Below, the hyena watches in shock, powerless to take back what was just stolen by a faster, bolder rival. With its prey clamped in its jaws, the leopard quickly drags the kill away. But it doesn't get far before two aggressive hyenas spot it. Fast and reckless as always, they charge in hard. The leopard has to drop the kill to save itself. Outnumbered, it retreats into the bushes. But a predator's instinct doesn't give up easily. When the hyenas let their guard down, the leopard suddenly returns to reclaim its meal. The hyenas react fast. They snarl and chase the leopard deep into the forest. They guard the stolen prize fiercely, sending a clear message. In this harsh land, there's no room for hesitation or weakness. While patrolling its usual hunting grounds, the leopard spots a brown hyena quietly entering its territory. Without hesitation, it charges forward at lightning speed, growling in warning. And the leopard just proved it will defend its land at all costs. On the dry grassland, a tense standoff unfolds between a leopard and a hyena over a fresh kill. The leopard made the kill first, but the noise draws in an opportunist. The hyena shows up, growling and moving in with bold steps. The leopard tries to hold onto its prize, but the hyena's stubbornness and aggression shift the balance. In a split second, the hyena snatches the carcass and drags it away. The leopard is left staring, powerless and stunned. Finally, the hedgehog, with its sharp spines and the ability to curl into a protective ball, is a superb defender. However, when facing the leopard, a swift and skilled predator, the hedgehog will face a great challenge. Although the hedgehog's spines can be difficult to deal with, the leopard, with its precise attacking skills, can easily find weak spots and overcome the hedgehog's defenses. By the roadside, a family of hedgehogs moved slowly, searching for food. Suddenly, a leopard appeared, approaching with a cold, predatory gaze. It quickly targeted the young hedgehog, a small prey, seemingly easy to devour. However, the father and mother hedgehogs immediately reacted. Both charged forward, enveloping their young in a living wall of spines, an impenetrable defense. Each strike from the leopard was blocked by hundreds of sharp spines. The hunger drove the leopard to become reckless, but the retaliatory strikes from the hedgehog's spines caused it to be wounded repeatedly. Gradually, its strength waned, and the leopard had no choice but to retreat, abandoning the meal it had once thought would be easy. Once again, resilience and family bonds saved the tiny life in the deep forest. In the Sahara Desert, under the scorching heat, two leopards wandered, searching for prey. This time, their target was two tiny hedgehogs. As the leopards moved closer with the intent to attack, the hedgehogs immediately huddled together, erecting a wall of sharp spines for defense. The leopards repeatedly pounced lightly, testing for weaknesses in the defensive barrier, but the dense and sturdy spines kept them from getting close. In the end, the leopards were left powerless, watching as the prey slowly retreated into the scorching desert heat with a look of regret in their eyes. The leopard, desperate from hunger after a long period of unsuccessful hunting, recklessly attacked a hedgehog. Unaware of the danger, it used its paws and teeth to strike, only to be pierced deeply by the sharp spines of the hedgehog. In pain, it withdrew, then returned with renewed determination to kill the prey despite its injuries. The hedgehog's spines have tiny barbed tips that easily penetrate but are incredibly difficult to remove, making it impossible for the leopard to dislodge them. Though the hedgehog didn't shoot its spines, just a simple touch causes them to burrow deep into the predator's flesh. Many predators, having experienced this danger, tend to avoid hedgehogs. Pierced through the tissues and unable to handle the damage, the leopard suffered excruciating pain. Although it eventually killed the hedgehog to eat, a few days later, it was found dead from infection and exhaustion. A tragic end for a predator defeated by its tiny prey. buffaloes are among the toughest warriors of the African savanna. With massive bodies, strong curved horns like steel shields, and unshakable herd unity, they stand their ground when threatened. Instead of fleeing, they turn to fight, sparking confrontations that even the fiercest predators think twice about. But hidden in the quiet brush, the leopard is always watching. It doesn't charge head-on, it stalks patiently, waiting for that brief moment when a calf strays or falls behind. That's when its killer instinct kicks in. With one precise pounce and a fatal bite to the throat, this small cat can bring down prey many times its size, then haul the kill up a tree to avoid scavengers. One side has brute strength and fearless loyalty. The other, cold precision and lightning-fast reflexes. The clash between leopard and buffalo paints a perfect picture of the wild, brutal, majestic, and a place where only the strong, in their own way, survive. Perched on a low branch across the vast savanna, the leopard stays perfectly still, blending into the thick green leaves like a shadow. Below, a herd of buffalo has surrounded the tree, their eyes sharp and bodies tense, growling in defense after spotting the leopard's failed ambush on a calf. From above, the leopard watches anxiously, its heartbeat rising with every movement of the herd. As the buffaloes shift their attention and a small opening appears, the leopard leaps from the branch, slipping through teeth. The leopard creeps silently toward the herd of buffalo, its eyes like daggers, locked onto a young calf standing alone at the edge, the perfect target. It lowers its body to the ground, every muscle tense, ready to strike with a deadly leap. But just then, a faint sound breaks the silence, shattering the deadly calm. As if triggered by instinct, the herd instantly shifts into defense mode. The adult buffalo charge forward with force, horns lowered, fiercely protecting their vulnerable member. Sensing danger, the leopard springs into retreat, leaping onto a nearby tree and climbing high into the canopy, vanishing into the leaves. Another hunt failed by mere seconds. Hidden deep in the tall, thick grass, the leopard quietly watches a herd of buffalo grazing under the savanna sun. It doesn't rush its focus, locked on a young calf standing alone at the edge, weak and vulnerable. Softly, almost soundless, the leopard creeps closer, preparing for a lightning-fast strike. The upgraded troop approached and aided by light. But just as it's about to pounce, a nearby adult buffalo spots the movement. Without hesitation, it lowers its head and charges like a storm, sharp horns aimed at the predator. Caught off guard, the leopard has no choice but to leap up and retreat into the brush, abandoning the ambush. The hunt ends before it begins thanks to the buffalo's sharp instincts and fierce loyalty to the herd. Buffaloes are the tough warriors of the African savanna, known for their massive build, curved horns like steel shields, and unshakable herd unity. When threatened, the entire herd is ready to turn and fight back, creating fierce clashes that even the most ferocious predators think twice about. But the leopard is a silent hunter of the forest shadows, never one to give up easily. It avoids direct confrontation, instead stalking patiently and striking at the perfect moment. When a calf gets separated or shows weakness, that's when the leopard makes its move. Despite being much smaller, it can take down its prey with a deadly bite to the throat, then silently drag the carcass up a tree, out of reach of stronger rivals. On one side, there's brute strength and unbreakable unity. On the other, stealth, agility, and chilling precision. The battle between buffalo and leopard is a raw, majestic display of the wild's harsh reality. The leopard quietly moved closer to the buffalo herd, its sharp eye standing alone on the outer edge. It crouched low to the ground, muscles tensed, ready to strike. But a faint sound shattered the silence, and in that instant the entire herd sensed danger. The adult buffaloes reacted immediately, charging in with horns pointed forward, full of protective fury. Caught off guard, the leopard had no choice but to leap onto a nearby tree and climb swiftly upward, escaping the stampede by a narrow margin. On a low branch in the middle of the open grasslands, the leopard lay still, cleverly hidden behind dense leaves. Below, a herd of buffalo surrounded the tree, growling in alert after spotting the predator that had tried to ambush one of their calves. From above, the leopard watched every movement, waiting for the slightest chance to escape. Without hesitation, the leopard sprang from the branch, gliding through the opening like a breeze, vanishing into the forest before any buffalo could even turn around. Hidden in thick grass, the leopard patiently watched the buffalo herd grazing nearby. Its cold, sharp eyes locked onto a lone calf standing on the edge of the group. A perfect target. Waiting in silence, it inched forward, ready for a lightning-fast strike. But at that very moment, the herd's instincts kicked in. An adult buffalo suddenly charged, horns lowered, darting like a spear toward the predator. Caught off guard, the leopard sprang up in panic and bolted into the bushes to escape. The ambush ended as quickly as it began, foiled in an instant by the alertness and powerful retaliation of its prey. Across the vast African savanna, the gazelle stands as a symbol of grace and alertness. With a slender body, long legs, and incredible speed, it's a master of quick escapes. But here survival is never easy. The predator lies in wait, the cheetah, the king of speed. As sunlight filters through the grass, the showdown begins. The cheetah, with its spotted coat and sharp eyes, tracks every movement of its prey. In the decisive moment, it unleashes its power, reaching speeds of up to 100 km/h, launching toward the gazelle like a living arrow. The chase between life and death lasts only seconds, but it leaves a lasting mark on the wild story of survival. Under the midday sun on the savanna, a herd of gazelles grazed peacefully, unaware that a pair of cold eyes was tracking their every step. Hidden in the tall grass, a cheetah watched patiently, waiting for the right moment. When it spotted a lone gazelle separated from the herd, its hunting instinct kicked in. Without hesitation, the cheetah sprang forward with lightning speed. Using smart tactics, it flanked the prey from two sides, startling the gazelle into a panicked run. But against the unmatched speed of the fastest predator on Earth, every attempt to escape was useless. In seconds, the cheetah closed the gap, launched a final pounce, and sank its sharp teeth into the gazelle's neck, holding tight until it collapsed. With no time to fight back, the gazelle became the next meal in the brutal survival game of the African grasslands. On the sunlit savanna, a group of young gazelles was busy grazing, completely unaware of the danger silently closing in. From a distance, a cheetah crept forward, its cold eyes locked on the target. Suddenly, it burst forward like lightning, aiming straight at a young gazelle on the edge of the herd. In the chaos, the small gazelle was struck and thrown to the ground. Under the predator's sharp claws and overwhelming strength, it had almost no chance to resist. Without hesitation, the cheetah delivered a series of fatal bites. In seconds, the prey collapsed. Then it grabbed the kill and carried it back to the den, sharing the prize with other cheetahs in the group. The hunt ended silently and ruthlessly, where weakness means death and a single moment of distraction can cost a life. We've just stepped into the world of the leopard, a fierce predator that hides in the shadows, always ready to strike. Its mesmerizing beauty is just a mask for its cold and ruthless hunting instincts. If you want to keep exploring the wild's darkest and most thrilling secrets, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next adventure.